Kia ora Year 11 and 12. This is question 1F from last year's Level 2 Algebra exam, and it goes like this. We've given an expression, this one here, and we're told that it can be written in the form a plus b in brackets squared. So we should recognise already, and even from level 1, that this form is called a perfect square. And we're asked to find expressions for a and b in terms of x or y. So some of the most basic perfect squares that we've got are things like this, x minus 1 squared. Right? And if we had y equals that, that would give me something that we could graph easily, and that would look like this. It would be a parabola, and it would have a repeated root at 1, and we could easily figure out the intercept here would be 1. So what we're asked to do here is to take this big expression with x's and y's all mixed in, and to get it into this quite simple expression. So it's kind of obvious here what you have to do first, which is to expand the sets of brackets and then collect up like terms. And that's about all there is to it. So I'm going to write it out and then just very slowly do those quadratic expansions. So we've got 3x plus y times x minus 12y, take away 2x plus y times x minus 16y. So the first one we can work out as usual using whatever method you use. So FOIL for some of you. First outside, remembering to keep the sign with the number. Inside last, and we'll do the same thing on the next one. So what does that give us? Well, we get 3x squared minus 36xy plus xy minus 12y squared. So that's for the first bit. Now we're going to have take away. Now leave all of this in brackets, and we do the same thing over here. So minus 2x squared minus 32xy plus xy minus 16y squared. So there are a couple of different ways to go from here, but none of them are that difficult. What we need to do is collect up like terms. So I'm first of all going to clean up this bit and clean up this bit and then do the subtraction. So the first part is 3x squared minus 35xy minus 12y squared. And I'm going to leave the next bit in the brackets, and I've got minus 2x squared. Here I've got minus 32xy plus one of them, so minus 31xy minus 16y squared. Next I'm going to expand out this bit before I again collect up like terms. So 3x squared minus 35xy minus 12y squared minus 2x squared, it's pretty boring, plus 31xy plus 16y squared. Now we're ready to again collect up all of our like terms. So I've got 3x squared here, take away 2x squared here. That leaves me with x squared. Now, what's next? Well, with the pink pen, we've got minus 35xy plus 31xy, leaving me minus 4xy. And lastly, I've got minus 12y squared plus 16y squared. So that's plus 4y squared. Now remember back at the start, what was our goal? Well, we had to try and write whatever this worked out to be in this perfect square form. And we're just about there. So let's have a look. We want to do it like this, where the two brackets are the same. So let's try this. Most of you, hopefully, if you're doing this question, will have spotted it already. We've got an x here. We've got a sign pattern that gives me a plus here, but we've got a minus here. So it's got to be a minus and a minus. Now this is a perfect square. The square root of 4y squared will be 2y. So let's try that and see if it works. Look, we've got x squared. We've got our plus 4y squared. And we've also got minus 2xy minus the other 2xy. So it works beautifully. So our question answer is going to be x minus 2y squared. but we were asked to give expressions for a and b in terms of x and y. And the form we were asked for was an a plus b squared. So look, we've got a takeaway sign here. We need to rewrite it into this form. So we can think of our expression as being the same as x plus negative 2y squared, which gives me a is equal to x and b is equal to negative 2y. So there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll do some more old exam questions later on this week.